Hey y'all, we're back, and today we're going to be reviewing Amazing Race, Season 34, Episode 5. Yeah, 5.
You're supposed to know this.
I'm
That's
completely 100%
that's your job.
positive it's 5. But anyway, they went to a new country, the Kingdom of Jordan, so that was really interesting.
That's really interesting. The first time ever in all of Amazing Race that they ever went to Jordan. And it was amazing. Some of the beautiful ruins and palaces, things that were in some of the Indiana Jones movies, which I remember seeing those structures now in the movies. That was really cool.
Yeah. And one of the twins, Emily and Molly, hurt her leg. So that put them at a disadvantage with all the running through sand and stuff.
Right, and that's a little bit of a concern because that's one of our favorite teams.
Yeah.
And they mentioned it even after, toward the end of the episode, they mentioned it again. So I'm a little bit worried that this is going to be a problem that might go on beyond this last episode.
Yeah. And the roadblock, they have to use a metal detector to find a piece of metal in the sand. And Lumumba, David, and Linton all struggled.
They really did.
Yeah.
It just took a long time for them to, and I guess the problem was they were going around the outside of it instead of being in the middle. I guess the producers maybe should have just not even had the outside then if they weren't going to actually put any of the metal scraps there.
Yeah.
So it was weird. So
and Lumumba kept on fighting like soda cans.
That's right. Yeah, Lumumba was great at finding soda cans. I think he found a beer can.
Yeah.
And then I think who was it? Was it David who found like a motor? Like
yeah.
So people were finding all sorts of things, but not what they were supposed to be finding.
Yeah. So that was really funny.
Yeah.
And then the detour was the slide puzzle or giving camels food and water.
Right. And so which one was the easy one? Easier one?
Definitely the slide puzzle.
Slide puzzle, right. As it turned out, the camel feeding and watering took a really long time.
Yeah,
so it was really hard.
As we found out with Michael and Marcus, how they regretted doing Camel Caravan.
Right. They were one of two teams, I think, who did the Camel Caravan. And they really took them a long time, whereas some of the people who did the slide puzzle got through it really fast, right?
Yeah.
Not as fast as maybe Christian Hubaki would have done it, but certainly some of them got through it pretty fast anyway.
Yeah. And Luis?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And Michelle do really well in the slide puzzle, and they win the leg.
Yeah, that was really exciting.
Yeah.
So they kind of came from the back of the pack, did, like you said, really well in the slide puzzle. And so they ended up finishing first, which I think was their first place finish of the race so far.
Their first.
And so that was great. So good for them. Congratulations to them for winning the leg.
Yeah.
And they were really excited about it too.
Yeah,
they
were.
Really happy about it.
And skipping to the end, it came down to Aubrey and David and Linton and Sharik.
Right. And so here there was Linton and Sharik kind of were struggling the whole leg. And Aubrey and David, I think, also got stuck on the slide puzzle to the point where they had to take their whole bottom that they had set and move it all the way to the top. And so that took a long time. But still, they were able to finish ahead of Linton and Sharik.
Yeah. Which led to Linton and Sharik's elimination.
And how did you feel about that?
I had mixed feelings on it because I really liked them in the beginning, and then Sharik kind of had that last episode where she just didn't want to do the race anymore, and that kind of made me dislike them a little more. But I still would prefer them over a couple of the other teams.
Team Big Brother.
Yes.
Did I say that? No.
It was our producer. But yeah, I have mixed feelings on them.
Yeah,
overall.
they started out, like you said, I liked them a lot too. And then Sharik, really just her attitude just sort of kind of went down a little bit. And so it's like, okay, well, if she doesn't want to be here, we should have them probably go instead of someone who still really wants to race yet.
Yeah. And we respect that they were able to go when she wanted to go, even though they didn't choose to. It was just a coincidence.
Right. Yeah. I mean, they were racing, they were trying.
Yeah.
But it just didn't work out for them.
So who are you rooting for?
Oh, well, now that I'm thinking about it, and if there are going to be more slide puzzles coming up, I'm definitely rooting for Christian Hubaki.
I think it's Hubicki.
Oh, is it? So,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Kristen.
And he was on Survivor.
Yeah, but everyone loves him. Who are you rooting for?
Oh, there's so many good teams this season.
Pick one. No, go ahead. Sorry about that.
So I really like Abby and Will. I really like Quinton and Maddie. I really like Emily and Molly. I really like Marcus and Michael. I love them all. Big Brother, not so much.
And the one that I have to add, Glenda and Lumumba.
Yes.
Still loving them, especially how Lumumba is like, when Glenda says, "You do it," and then Lumumba says, "Lumumba."
Yeah.
That's like the funniest moment of the episode.
Uh-huh.
They're great. They're hilarious.
They
They're
are.
really fun to root for.
Yeah, so who are you guys rooting for? Post in the comments below and see if you can predict our views on Survivor next week. Bye, guys. See you next week.
Bye.